Hey guys, this is Nikhil and welcome to another video of my course on parallel programming in Python. So in the last video we saw how we can use the concept of shared memory for sharing the data between different processes, and now we're gonna see a much more flexible way of doing the same thing. But before we discuss that, another method, I have an example for you which will help us build a much better example for the new method. Okay, so let us take an example here. I have two functions called print record and insert record. So print records function takes a list of records and print those. Okay, records are like this, a list of tuples in which we have the student name and his CGPA. Okay, so in this way we have our records, and for record and records I just print those values in the record. Now that is the thing. Another thing I have here is that I have another function called insert record. So the insert record function takes my complete records list and also takes the new record which has to be inserted, and then I do records.append record. So it is very simple. These two functions are quite simple to understand. They are working upon this kind of data, and now what I do is I want to do some kind of multiprocessing with this complete thing. So I created a process called P1 which was whose target was insert record, and it inserted a record. I passed the new record and records objects, and then I did P2 which was given the target of printing the records, and it was given the records. Okay, now a thing to understand here is that if I do, let me just run it. Okay, so if I do this and I just start P1, so what it means is that it must have added the record, right? And then I say P1 P2 dot start, P2 dot join, which means that it must have printed the record. So as we can see, the new record was not added to my this records list, because this records list is local to my parent process and to my to all the processes. So all the processes have their own image of this records list, and according to P2 the changes done by P1 are not reflected back. So that is the thing. We saw that in the previous example as well, and now we have this another example where I have two child processes and those are not able to coordinate with each other because they are working on different copies of the same data. So that is the problem. So now the thing is that in the case of shared memory, what we were doing is that we were having two things. We were having arrays and values. There were two types of objects which were saved in the shared memory and then used by different processes. But that method is actually not flexible because you are not able to use your local Python objects or the local Python data structures that you have, like list, tuple, dictionary, etc. So if I still want to use them, then I want a better method, and there is a better method. There is the method 2 which is called server process. So whenever a Python program starts, a thing called server process is also started. So what happens is that we have a server process, and whenever we need a new child process, our parent process will contact this server process and request it to provide it a new process. So the server process will provide you the new process, but also keep a track of what all objects it wants to give access to the new process, so that it can be shared between the parent process as well as the child process. So that thing I'm gonna just show you in a while. But another thing that we need to understand here is that there is something called manager class which is responsible for controlling the server process. So what will happen is basically is that there is something called server process, a new kind of process which is controlled by the manager class, and the server process can now contain some data, and that data can be shared between all the other processes of your program, the parent process and other child processes. That is the thing. So how we do it, let us just take an example. um, all you have to do is you have to make something like this with multiprocessing dot manager as manager. So I created a manager object, and then I will have to put this particular records in my manager object, which means in my server process. So for doing that, there is a thing called manager.list. So similarly, you have manager.dict if you want to save a dictionary in your server process. So server process contains all those Python data structures which you want to share between different processes, other processes. And how to do that? By doing something like this, manager.list. This will share the process. This will provide that particular object to your server process, and which is capable of sharing it with other processes. That is the thing. And we have the new record, so let me cut it here as well. So I'm using the context here, as you can see, the with context, so that as soon as the need of my manager is complete, it closes itself. Okay, so that's why I'm using it. It is just like opening and closing a file by using with, right? So I do this, and then let me put it here back again, and let me put it from here as well. So this is the thing that we are trying to do now. We have created a manager object by doing multiprocessing.manager, and then we defined our records, which was actually saved in the server process, because I'm doing manager.list, so it will save this list in my manager in my server process, because manager is responsible for controlling the server process. Server process is a special type of process which gets initialized whenever a Python program starts, and it is responsible for communicating with all the other parent process and the other child processes. That is the thing. Then I have the new record, I pass it, and yeah, it seems good. So let me try to execute it now. Look at that, new record added, and when the records were printed, you can see that there is the name of Jeff. Look at that, the new record Jeff actually got added, right? So this complete thing is printed by the print records function. So print records got the updated value of the records. Why? Because process P2 asked the server process for the value of records, and it gave it with the updated values. So let us try to see a diagram to understand what happens here. So first of all, you had the parent process. You made a new process request to create the process P1 to create the process P2. Okay, so there is a command called fork, which is used for creating new child processes. So server process created the child processes for your parent. After that, by using manager.list, you saved all the records in your server process itself. So server process is containing, so the memory space of the server process is containing all your new records, right? And now parent process can also communicate with those records, child processes can also communicate with those records. So now when you do when you call the process P1, which is responsible for inserting the record, it will insert the new record, and when child process wants to print the records, it will consult it back again, and it will get the updated value of records, right? So this is a much more flexible way of using the manager, the concept of manager in multiprocessing, to deal with how you can share the data between the processes. So basically you're getting a middleman, a kind of a proxy, which is responsible for saving all the data that you want to share between the processes, and this is how it works. So I hope the concept of managers in multiprocessing is clear. It's a much better way of sharing the data between the processes. So I hope that is also clear. And yeah, so that's all from this video. I hope you liked it. So thanks for watching.